all aboard for your chance to win $1,000 every week until December 28th. That's right, $1,000 cash just in time for the holidays. To hop on board, just head to ChurchillMortgage.com and punch your ticket to the Churchill Express giveaway. Visit ChurchillMortgage.com for your chance to win big.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal Housing Lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
Woodhouse Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is bringing you more this holiday season, finishing the year with big savings on the entire model lineup during the Wrap Up the Year sales event. Save up to $13,000 off MSRP on a 2024 Ram 1500 Crew Cab Laramie 4x4 for qualified buyers. Explore all our year-end lease and finance deals at WoodhouseCDJRBellevue.com or WoodhouseChryslerJeepDodge.com. This is Woodhouse. With approved credit, tax title license extra. When financed with Chrysler Capital. $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number BC240134. Offer expires 12/31/2023. See dealer for details.
Hey y'all, it's Woody Overton, host of Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast, and you're listening to Local Leaders, the podcast. If you are a male over the age of 45, there's about a 40% chance you suffer from low testosterone. If you're a female around the same age, there is a better than average chance you do too. Although the subject is not often discussed, low testosterone in both men and women can cause some pretty major issues biologically speaking. Jennifer Mitchell from Flourish Hormone Replacement and Wellness Center is here to tell us all about the signs you need to look for that may signal you have low testosterone, as well as options available from this wellness clinic located right here in Denham Springs for not only hormone replacement, but also a variety of other services. So with that, welcome Jennifer to Local Leaders, the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Jim. So excited.
I'm excited as well. This is a subject I kind of knew a little bit about, thought I knew a lot about until I really dove into it. And I'm like, wow, I did not know that. So we're going to cover all the important things that folks need to know just when taking care of themselves, right? That's what a lot of people don't do. You and I were talking earlier, especially mothers, you know, they get busy, they're taking kids to school, they're going to work, they're coming home, they're doing clothes or whatever it is they do. And they don't take a lot of time to think of themselves. And, you know, especially with wellness, sometimes even though some of that tiredness is normal because you're running all the time, there could be probably some underlying circumstances.
Exactly. And it, you know, androgen deficiency, when our hormones are out of balance, is so untreated in the medical field today.
Yes, it is. And the interesting thing is it's kind of, I don't want to call it a taboo subject, but it's a subject that it's not talked about really like it should.
Yes.
For whatever reason. So you folks do a lot of amazing things at Flourish Hormone Replacement and Wellness Center. And I want to kind of unpack these services one by one. Let's start with hormone replacement therapy. That's the big one, right?
Yes.
That's the one that a lot, yes, indeed. And it's something that a lot of people struggle to understand. One of the misconceptions with hormone replacement therapy is that it's just a men problem because it's testosterone you're dealing with. And, you know, a lot of women think, I don't have testosterone, I have estrogen. But is that true or false?
That is so false. So testosterone is so vital for women. Like when our testosterone is where it needs to be, our body can start healing itself. It will start increasing our libido. It's going to increase our energy. That brain fog we have is going to be gone.
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah. And that was something I really suffered from as a mom. You know, I couldn't focus on a lot of like just things I was reading, things I was doing with my kid. You know, you just constantly losing your train of thought. Yes. And that's gone now. Yeah. Because I was a patient before they hired me to work with them, you know, as Miranda's nurse and her office manager. Okay. And so I'm very passionate about it as a patient too.
Yes. Yeah. And when we talked previously, I could tell you were very passionate about it. And look, it makes sense because you're a patient.
Right.
Right. You know the experience of what it can do for you.
Yes.
It's interesting. You know, men also have that issue, especially when they get around mid-40s. And men are a different breed in that we can be hard-headed as men and chalk it up to everything but what it is, right?
Right.
So we're going to talk today about some signs you need to look for let's start with females. In females, what should you look for that maybe I might have a problem with my testosterone?
If you're having a lot of joint pain, like your body just aches, you're not having a lot, if your energy's down, that brain fog, like I just talked about a minute ago, let's see. Libido. I mean, that's a huge one as women. Like it starts diminishing, and it's not like it was when we were younger in our 20s.
Right.
Naturally, our hormones in our mid 30s to mid 40s just naturally starts decreasing.
Yeah.
We have so many horrible air quality here in Louisiana, let's face it. And then all the things we put on our skin, all those things affect our hormones in our body.
Yes.
And
absolutely. That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, in Japan and in Greek, you think about these people, they have much better quality of life. They're living so much longer. They don't have like all this pollution and all the things that we're dealing with here.
Right.
So they might not do pellets like we do with the hormone pellets. But their testosterone is naturally higher than what we have
they
here.
don't have the issue. So
Right.
they don't need the pellets.
They don't need them.
Right.
But here we do. The only thing we can do to help us have that better quality of life, since we're all living longer, is to keep those hormones optimal.
I absolutely agree with that. And also, hot flashes would be one, cold flashes in women. A lot of women look at this as, I'm just going through menopause, right?
Right. Like I have to get through it.
Yeah.
And that's not the case, because, I mean, we can't obviously stop menopause or perimenopause even, but we can help have you have a better quality of life.
Yeah. So
we
you can
help
deal
those
with the symptoms better.
Right. We can help with the mood swings. We can help with the hot and cold flashes, the vaginal dryness, all those things that go along with menopause that no one really wants to talk about. And they just think,
Right.
oh, this is what I just have to get through it. And that's not how it is. That's not the truth.
That's right. That's right. I mean, the first step is a blood test. I mean, a blood test will tell you a lot about whether your testosterone, what level it's at. Now that it's not an end all be all, because the crazy thing with testosterone in general is the range in which they give you. For example, if you go to a doctor and they look at your blood test and they say, well, if you're anywhere from 300 to 1,000, you're good. And that's a pretty big range.
Yes.
And there's no way you can get an average based off of that, because if you're someone that was always performing at optimal performance, let's say you were always at a 900 on that number, and you're down to a 350, and someone's eyes that is looking at that scale, they're going to say, well, you're at 350. That's above. Right. No, I was at 900. Imagine the drop that you have.
They're going to feel horrible.
Yeah.
We do start with labs, and we do a very inclusive, very in detailed panel. We look at labs and different things that conventional medicine, they don't draw, they don't look at.
Yes.
Because we practice functional medicine. So we want to get to the actual root cause of what's going on and fix it, not just prescribe pills to Band-Aid your symptoms.
Yeah. You're treating the symptom and not the cause.
Right. Like, for instance, with TSH, when the people are looking at your thyroid, TSH is what Western medicine, conventional medicine, that's what they draw. And they're like, oh, you're within range. We draw more labs than just your TSH to look at your thyroid.
Yeah.
So 90% of the time, these people who are they're symptomatic for having hyperthyroidism, and their TSH is normal, but the other labs show that their thyroid is not reacting normally.
Yeah, exactly. And so basically you're going deeper into that person's panel to really see what's going on and find a solution to the actual issue and not a solution to the symptoms, which is what you'll get out of it. And I'm not totally against convention. There are times you need it.
Yes, definitely.
But, it's hard to beat a natural remedy for something that does not contain all the side effects that you may get out of, like, straight testosterone, for example.
Right.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that today too. Now, You also can get sleep issues when your testosterone's low, whether you're a guy or a girl.
Right.
You can have that issue. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's related to your testosterone, but that's another important reason to take your blood and read those panels, because it'll tell you whether it's that or whether you're just a vampire or whatever, for lack of a better term. So as I said in the introduction, this is a huge concern for men also, not just women, especially when they hit their mid-40s like me.
Right.
What signs should men look for kind of in their testosterone dropping?
It's like I've heard a lot of them say they don't have that oomph anymore.
Yeah.
They start having decreased strength. They're in the gym, maybe, but they're still not getting that muscle gain that they want.
Right.
Which is a big thing. Their libido goes down. Men start having go through andropause too, where they're having mood swings, which men don't ever have that. But
As cool as a cucumber.
Right.
Never do I have a mood swing.
And men can have issues with their thyroid also, but the brain fog, men are just as, they get it just as much as women do. And
yes,
so
I know, I get it.
When your testosterone's better, your body can start naturally healing itself. So, they'll start gaining more muscle and burning fat whenever their testosterone's optimal. Their libido picks up, that brain fog's gone, they have more energy. So, it helps all around. It actually helps prevent, reverse osteoporosis. It can prevent Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
It has so many benefits.
Yeah, it really does. And, it's interesting. I do know some guys that go to the gym, they work out every day, and they just can't seem to lose, body fat in certain spots. Maybe it's love handles or something like that, but they're like, man, it doesn't matter how much I run, how much I work out, I'm just holding on to this stuff. And it could be a testosterone problem. Your body's, and you're overworking yourself, and your body is just not responding because it doesn't have the testosterone there to respond. Right. So, in men, and I speak from that as a man, a lot of men, it's a pride thing with them. It's not so much they're against it as much as it is, automatically it means that they have a low sex drive, and some men get in. Not necessarily. You can have a great sex drive, and this isn't that type of show, but
it might turn into it.
Yeah, you can have a great sex drive, but have all these other symptoms. Right. So don't think just because you're sitting there thinking, my sex drive is great. Well, maybe it is, but maybe there's some other symptoms there, like the mood swing issues or sleep issues, stuff like that, excess body fat. All of those things, forgetfulness. Maybe those other things are the signs that you have low testosterone. And there's a great way to check. That's a great thing about science. You can do some blood work and check that out for yourself. Now, you mentioned about Alzheimer's, which is a concern. It's an awful, if there's one disease that to me is just absolutely horrible, it's Alzheimer's. It's a tough thing. I've dealt with it personally with some people, and it's a tough disease. I have done some research, of course, when I had to deal with this personally. I'm a research guy, and went on the internet, and it was amazing the tie-ins that they're tying into testosterone and Alzheimer's and staving that off. It is the scale is really tipped way in the other direction in the relation of low testosterone and Alzheimer's symptoms.
Yes. So when your testosterone is where it should be, those pathways to your brain can heal themselves again, just like they can to your heart. Dr. Lawrence, she's very passionate about how it helps with Alzheimer's, because it was really close to her, just like it is with you.
Sure.
So that's kind of what got her into researching more about the bioidentical hormone replacement.
Yes, and I wish more doctors would talk about that. I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV and all that stuff, but a lot of them are hestant for whatever reason to really get it out there. It's one thing to agree with it. It's another thing to agree with it and promote it. And I wish more would promote the fact that, hey, let's check your testosterone level when you come in and do your physical and do all those other things. It's important. Blood work is so important. I know guys that get blood work every 6 months just to be safe.
Right.
Just to make sure that there are no issues. I actually found out I was deficient in vitamin D from blood work a few years back.
Yeah, so that's one of the that's on our panel that we draw is for vitamin D, and vitamin D is very closely related to depression and anxiety.
Yes,
along with many other things. If you and we do, there's certain ones that we recommend for vitamin D because that is one of the things we look at. So we treat that a lot. It can also boost your immune system and treat COVID, which is really important right now. A lot of people are looking for.
Yes. Zinc, another good supplement that helps with COVID. But vitamin D, like you said, depression symptoms, mood, overall mood. It's amazing how your gut and what you're intaking as far as vitamins affects your body in a positive or negative way if you're not doing it. Vitamin D is interesting because you get that from the sun. And what do we not do anymore?
We're not outside enough. We're just really not.
We're really not. And the beach is great, but you don't, unless you live on the beach, you're not out there enough really to do anything. And that's why when we go outside and we mow the grass or we work in our garden, you ever notice how you're tired, but you feel a lot better at the end of the day? That's the vitamin D working.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
And the other thing you're talking about, the gut, is when we're doing hormone replacement, they actually improve with leaky gut syndrome.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
Really?
Yes.
Well, there you go. And I did not know
another thing we
that.
can help you with.
Another thing. And y'all got tons of things you can help people with. That's just a few. Now, here in LP, we're fortunate that we have a clinic. We have a clinic here that specializes in bioidentical hormone replacement. Think of it, folks, when you hear bioidentical as a kind of a safer version of what you get at a urology clinic or something like that.
Right. So most of the time when you're going to these doctors and you're getting injections and creams and things, and even orally you can take it, it's a synthetic hormone. It's a synthetic version. So those do have some bad side effects that, research always says, like it can affect your heart. It can, like many things.
Yes.
We're doing a bioidentical version, which is plant-based, and it's similar to what your body's already producing. So your body's going to react better to it because it's identical. Yeah. And it just helps healing your body.
Yes.
And we can actually get you to a higher therapeutic level with the bioidentical pellets as opposed to the synthetic. Versions.
There you go. And, she talked about there's some risk with the stuff that you would get normally, like let's take creams, for example. One of the things they're going to tell you is, okay, when you put this cream on, you can't touch anybody. You need to make sure if you have young kids that you wash it completely off your hands.
Right.
I mean, that would have me paranoid. I'd be washing for, 20 minutes, washing my hands, because it can be really dangerous if you're using these creams and the residue's still on there. You touch your kid. So that's one of the dangers with that. Fit Blends of Denham Springs can help you with everything from meal prep to supplements. I love it that they serve breakfast all day in addition to the best ultra healthy wraps you can really get anywhere in Livingston Parish. They are home of the $5 Smoothie Friday and are an amazing sponsor of Local Leaders, the podcast. Fit Blends Denham Springs, fast, fit food for you. The pill form of that, liver issues big time. You have to drink like gallons of water when you're taking those pill forms of those of testosterone, because it will shoot your liver to nothing if you don't wash it out really, really fast, right? So that's the issue with that. And then you have the shots, which are inconvenient for one thing, because you have to continually go back to the doctor. Most of them don't last. Some shots they say come back every 30 days. Really, the people I know go weekly to get
Yes.
theirs because it lasts like 7 days.
Right.
It's in and out, right?
Yeah. So with injections, you're getting that huge dose of hormones immediately into your body, whereas with the pellets, they're inserted right under your skin, and so your body can absorb them as it needs it, and you're getting a steady dose of hormones.
Yeah, so it's like
So
a
you're
time
not
release.
having that roller coaster effect.
Yeah, it's kind of like think of it as time release.
Right.
It's a long lasting product that it's under the skin. And we're going to get into exactly how this works because some people may hear pellets and they're like, pellets, what is that and how does that work? So essentially it's your body is metabolizing these pellets over time, right?
Correct.
And how often would you go into the clinic to get the pellets?
So our females come every 3 to 4 months, and then our males are every 6 to 7.
There you go. So a long-lasting product there that is time release, so you don't have the ups and downs. If you're someone that does injections of testosterone right now, one of the things you probably notice is when you're in the end of that life cycle with that testosterone, you're really dragging, and
Right.
you know it's time to go get my next shot. Mm-hmm. You're not going to experience that with the pellet version because it's just time released. Now, I would imagine the dosage would be different. I guess you'd call it dosage. The number of pellets between men and women would differentiate.
Right. So men are going to get significantly more testosterone than women.
I want 100 pellets.
Oh, Lord. It might
Just
turn
kidding.
into that kind of show.
Yeah. So the men are going to get a lot more than women as far as that goes. And where do they go?
They go right under your skin, right in love handle, your hip area.
Yeah. Okay. So right there. So you don't have to worry about, and even when they're in there, it's, okay, so what I was picturing was like this protruding, you could tell those pellets were in there. You can't even tell. Folks.
No, they're like the size of a grain of rice.
Yes. So
And your body completely absorbs it.
yeah, completely absorbs it. And the interesting thing is the incision it looks like a scratch. I mean,
Yes.
It's really nothing more than that.
Yeah, so you don't even need suture. It's like we numb you with some lidocaine, and then it's a little bitty incision, and she gets that pellet right up under the skin using a tool.
Yeah.
And you don't even need an incision. It's like a piece of steri strap, like a piece of tape that closes that incision.
There you go. So you don't even need like sutures or anything like
No.
that. It's just basically a piece of tape that you take off later on, and it's just a scratch there. No one even notices it. All good to go. Now, take me to the process. Let's say someone's listening, and I'm sure there's some people out there listening right now, and they're saying, I've got those symptoms, whether it's male or females, and they need Flourish Hormone Replacement and Wellness Center to administer these hormone pellets. Can you order the blood test?
Yes. So we can either do cash pay for your labs, or we can go through your insurance for your lab work.
There you go.
So the first step would be to go online on our website and fill out all those forms. We have different forms for male and for females. And you fill those out and send them in to us, and we can get your labs ordered for you.
There you go. And, the great thing is once they get those labs in, they can really go through it. They're not just looking at testosterone. Like you said, they're pulling a huge chart there of things. So they may catch something you don't even know, like vitamin D, for example. Whoa,
Right.
You're really low on that or whatever. But if you're a male, your estrogen may even be higher than what people would consider normal. That can lead to colon cancer.
Right.
All kinds of issues. Women, it can lead to actually breast cancer if you have high estrogen levels. Those are things you would catch, right?
Right.
Going
We're
into
looking
that.
at all of your sex hormones along with your liver function, your thyroid, and so much more.
There you go. So now that we brought that up, we want to address the concerns with women. Because there are maybe some, I don't know if you call them fallacies out there, but there are some things that women would tie into. Oh, no, that's bad. I don't want that.
Right.
Primarily, they think, okay, I go get these pellets, and I'm going to be singing like Elvis Presley next week. They're going to have this deep voice.
Yes.
They're going to have hair growing everywhere. Kind of taking it to the extreme of what can happen. So tell me about that. Tell me about those side effects.
Testosterone and having it where your optimal level is it's not going to cause you to like start growing a beard.
Right.
If you're already growing a hair, you already have a chin hair. Yeah, it might grow a little faster.
Yeah.
But
and very little faster. Not.
Yeah.
You're not going to be ZZ Top.
Right. No. I'm talking about like maybe age and hair.
Yes. Right.
You know, but my hair, like it changes your hair texture even like to where it's healthier and thicker and fuller. Like it's great for that. But it doesn't even affect your voice. We're not dealing with levels that are going to change your sex.
Right. Right. Yeah. Your voice is not deep. You don't sound like Elvis. And that's interesting. You brought up hair. Low testosterone can cause hair loss in men.
Yes.
Don't think anything by that. I intentionally shave my head. Thank you very much. But it can cause hair loss in men. So if you're someone and you've got an Italian family and all the men have just these beautiful dark hair and you're balding, it could be another sign that maybe you need to get that checked out. But for the women out there, especially, all they're doing is bringing your hormones back to their regular level.
Right.
If they're at their regular level, it's not going to cause any adverse side effects like what you're thinking. The stories you hear about that are like female bodybuilders that are out there and they're injecting like 4 different steroids in their body.
Right.
And yes, their voice is going to deepen and all those sorts of things. And you're not going to have that issue with.
Right. And the difference is they're not being monitored by a physician.
Right.
You know, we're monitoring you. So after we do those initial labs and you come in for your pellets.
All aboard for your chance to win $1,000 every week until December 28th. That's right, $1,000 cash just in time for the holidays. To hop on board, just head to churchillmortgage.com and punch your ticket to the Churchill Express giveaway. Visit churchillmortgage.com for your chance to win big.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
We're going to do those labs again between 6 and 8 weeks so we can see how your body's responding to them.
Great point. Yeah.
Yeah. And then at that point, we can either, look, you know what? It's still not where we want it. It's still not optimal. We're going to up that dose. Or, hey, you know what? It's great. Or maybe it's a little high. We're going to get back down for your next session.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's your answer to that. They're going to monitor that. They're going to look at it. And if in 8 weeks it's not raising like they'd like to see it raise, I'm sure they'll adjust from there.
Yes.
If it's right where you want to be for that stage, good to go. And but they're not just basically putting these pellets in you and walking off. There's they're following up is probably the term there. Stephanie Berthelot and the crew at SR Enterprise can handle it all, from sheetrock to texture to paint. Give Stephanie a call at 504-432-9284. SR Enterprise, where they spread the paint and you spread the word. Now, I want to move on to another service that you offer. And look, we're going to work our way back to the hormone replacement because I find that a very important subject. But you have so many things that you do over there. And another one that a lot of people may not be familiar with is lymphatic drainage therapy.
Yeah. So I think we're like one of the only ones in like the South right now that actually have a technician that can do lymphatic drainage therapy. And she uses this tool along with physical touch to help drain or get your lymph fluid moving. So our lymph fluid our lymph is literally all over our body, similar to our vascular system. But our vascular system has a pump, that's moving our blood. Yes. Our lymphatic system does not. So with all the toxins and the air quality and everything that we're putting in our body, that lymph can get congested. Then you start having edema. You start to have, the swelling in your legs and your arms. So how with her therapy, she literally gets that fluid moving, and it's kind of like a detox for your whole body. It can help you recover after surgery and heal faster. It can help boost your immune system. There's so many benefits for it.
What about like pregnancy? I think I had seen somewhere where pre and post pregnancy, it really helps with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
No, it does.
There you go. I have no idea. And I intentionally didn't do a whole lot of research on this one because I didn't want to know, because sometimes if you research too much, you're not asking the right questions. So I guess my first question would be, how does it work? I know she has an instrument. Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. Tell me about the instrument.
So her machine, it uses like sound waves and the light from it to actually she does it all over your entire body.
Okay.
Along with the physical touch to get that lymphatic system moving.
And the physical touch is like almost like a massage, or is it lighter than a massage?
A little lighter than a massage. Is still very relaxing.
Gotcha.
And it takes about 90 minutes.
Yeah, I
for
like
the whole
relaxing.
Session.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's from what I was reading on it before I stopped reading, because I'm like, it's an interesting process. And you can go on their Facebook. By the way, anything we talk about today, they have some really good information on their Facebook page. Mm-hmm. So I want everybody to go check that out if there's something you don't understand or you want more information on. Hopefully, you want more information on everything.
Yes.
Sure.
Or call us, text us.
Yes, absolutely. So you do this therapy does this have anything to do with lymph nodes?
Yeah. So it's actually helping detox your whole body and with your lymph nodes and everything.
And it's about a 90-minute session.
Yes, about 90 minutes.
There you go. So check that out. Now, you have a massage therapist on staff. Yeah.
Yes.
And she offers several different types of massage. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Tell me about the different ones that she offers.
So she does more of a Swedish massage. I hate to say Swedish because people think, oh, no, I really need deep tissue. No.
Not me.
Yeah, I know. But I was always guilty of one of those. I'm like, deeper, harder.
Yeah.
And she just is so in tune with the body, and from her experience, she has a way of finding those trouble spots without you even telling her.
Yeah.
Just from just the massage. And she works it just enough to where you're not walking out of there thinking, oh my God, I just got beat up.
Right.
You walk out feeling amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, she has me spoiled now.
Yeah. Her head's getting swollen right now. She's watching.
She can't listen to this.
I love it. And I'll tell people a quick story on me and me personally and my experience with massage. So massage is a great thing. Look, it's more than just pampering, right? I mean, massage will work out tough tissue and stuff like that, and it increases your mobility in a lot of ways. Right. And especially these days where we're always looking at a computer, we're always got our head down looking at a cell phone. What happens? All this up here gets jacked up.
Right. And then we start getting headaches from it.
Yes.
She actually even does a migraine and sinus massage too. So if you're really congested and all that, you can come in just for a sinus drainage that she'll do. Or if you suffer from migraines, we have a couple patients that come to her routinely, they're on a schedule. Yeah. And they're not having migraines anymore.
Wow.
Right.
Awesome.
Because, all that tension in your neck's gone.
Yes. And stress will cause tension. And a massage will relieve stress as well. So I was someone that, I tried different ones. I tried, I guess you'd call it deep tissue. It was okay. It was a little bit painful. But I didn't leave feeling like I was just totally relaxed. I felt more like I'd been at a football game. And that sounds kind of rough, but really, did it help? It probably helped beat some or work some stuff out of those muscles, but I also had the Beau Rivage massage, which is more of a Swedish massage. Definitely prefer that. Love that. I was, anytime you can almost put me to sleep, I'm with it. I love it. So I'm definitely, shout out the lady that does that stuff.
Oh, Jessie Corsi.
Jessie Corsi. So I'm going to be calling Jessie Corsi.
Oh, you won't regret it.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah, she even does newborn massage.
Yeah.
And prenatal massages. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Infant massages of all types. Reflexology. I can't pronounce that word. A chateau. We're going with a chateau. I'm probably jacking that way up, but it's this word right here.
Oh, a shiatsu.
I wasn't even close. A shiatsu. What is that?
Shiatsu.
What are you speaking? Yeah, that. She does that, and then of course Swedish. And what about like chair massage?
Yeah, so that is something we can offer for any kind of businesses.
Like mine.
We could do it for So a lot of places they want to do like a wellness plan for their employees. Well, that's something we can do. We can come. We can bring the chair Jessie in her chair, and she can do chair massages for all your employees.
Yeah.
We can also offer B12. Which is something else we offer. I'm kind of ahead of myself.
Yeah.
But we can also offer that into our wellness plan with the chair massages.
The South Dakota Stories, Volume 4. I remember wondering why I'd ever visit South Dakota in the winter. But then again, why hadn't I? There was so much wilderness to explore, so many ways to restore my soul, and so many landscapes that put a smile on my chilly face. So why would I visit South Dakota in the winter? Because this is where winter was meant to be. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
The holidays start here at Baker's with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. You could do a classic herb-roasted turkey or spice it up and make turkey tacos. Serve up a go-to shrimp cocktail or use Simple Truth wild-caught shrimp for your first Cajun risotto. Make creamy mac and cheese or a spinach artichoke fondue from our selection of Murray's cheese. No matter how you shop, Baker's has all the freshest ingredients to embrace all your holiday traditions. Baker's, fresh for everyone.
Hey, it's Jim Chapman reminding you that if you have not heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. 1, it's free. 2, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. 3, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more platforms. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's really everything you need to make a podcast in only one place. It makes it easy, folks. So do me a favor, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Really?
Yeah.
I have to get information on that because, and here's the thing with people, especially is, times of value right now for everybody. Nobody ever has enough time, especially business owners and people like that. So they make it easy for you. They can come to you and they can do that chair massage or whatever. So definitely look into that. Now you offer aesthetic services, do you not?
Yes, we do.
Tell me about those.
So we have, we do some chemical peels. We have a hydrofacial machine, which is amazing. So it can help peel your skin, extract, sucks like everything. It's like almost like a vacuum, cleans out your pores, and then it infuses different serums based on your skin needs.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
So
do guys get that?
There's no downtime. Yes, guys can have it too.
Yeah? And
yes.
Do you have some that actually do it?
Yeah. No, we have a few patients that are males that come in for that.
Fantastic. And, see, men, we just think that we're too macho for that stuff.
And y'all aren't.
No.
Enjoy it with us.
Yes. Yes. Get pampered, gentlemen.
Yes.
So tell me about, so that's the medical peel, I guess, would be what that would be considered?
Yeah, our chemical peel.
Or chemical peel.
So that's something different. We do dermaplaning,
Tell me about that.
Dermaplaning, that's basically where they go through and then exfoliating the top layer of those dead skin cells off of your face.
Yeah.
Which is great to do in conjunction with other services because then that stuff can get deeper into your skin.
I like it. Yeah. And I actually printed out some information on dermaplaning because I was not familiar with it at all. And it says it'll help your lines and wrinkles. It'll prime your skin for a chemical peel. And also creates just a healthier, more radiant appearance. So nothing wrong with being radiant and healthy.
Yeah. And another thing is it gets all that peach fuzz and everything off your face too, and your makeup just goes on so much smoother.
There you go.
Which is, us women, we like that.
Yeah. So look into that service. They have that. What about hydrofacials? What are those?
So that's what I was talking about, that it has a machine that we use and it completely sucks out your pores to clean them out. And then depending on your skin needs, whether it's acne or fine lines,
that's what I was
whatever you're looking for, we use different serums and that gets infused into your skin.
And it basically cleans it out, kind of like, especially with acne, a lot of people, I'm aging myself here, but they used to have the pads that you would have.
Oh, the Noxzema pads.
Yeah. And you'd wipe and you'd see all the stuff from off your face, the dirt or whatever. And so what this does is basically cleans it for you and cleans out all those pores to where maybe those pimples are being caused.
Right. So it's going to get deeper than what you would with like a pad or any facial cleanser. We're getting deep into that dermis. Wow.
There you go. So that's a service. And how long do those services typically take, your aesthetic services?
So they vary. Like we have our basic hydrofacial, and that takes about 30 minutes, whereas our deluxe is a little more spa-like, and that one's going to be closer to 45 minutes to an hour.
There you go. So not a ton of time. You can do it over a lunch break, right?
Yes. Chemical peel, that's really quick too.
Yeah.
And we're getting into that season for chemical peels now. So
yeah. And BJ Pawn and Gun in Denham Springs wants to buy your unwanted gold jewelry, gold coins, and gold bullion. With 30 years of experience operating in the Livingston Parish area, BJ Pawn wants to be your source when selling your gold. So stop by BJ Pawn today for a no-obligation offer. BJ Pawn, a proud sponsor of Local Leaders, the podcast.
all right, so the chemical peel is going to get deeper, and it's going to help with pigmentation, acne, scarring, different fine lines and wrinkles. It's amazing.
Awesome. Now you offer Botox.
We do. So we have we're with Xeomin, which is a different brand of Botox. It's a more pure form because we practice functional, more holistic approaches to everything. And Xeomin, like all Botox is made from bacteria. Well, Xeomin is a more pure version of that. So especially in therapeutic doses, you don't get that resistancy that you do with regular Botox, because some of us get Botox so much that it doesn't work as well, or it's not lasting as long.
Right.
Xeomin you won't build that immunity to it.
That's important. That's important. So that's something that you can't just get anywhere, but y'all offer.
We do offer that.
Excellent. So check that out. It can also help with TMJ issues, right?
Yes. So you can treat TMJ, muscle spasticity, along with, the cosmetic reasons.
Yeah, the wrinkle alleviation. If you got the 11s up here, as they call it,
right,
it can definitely fix that. Now, you mentioned earlier B12. Tell me about your B12.
So we have a methylated version of B12. So it's going to be better absorbed by your body. It's in a little insulin needle, and it goes right into your skin, like right into the fat. You don't have to it's not an IM injection. So you're not going into the muscle.
Right.
So it's not as painful. Yeah, no.
You don't even feel it.
You barely feel it. Maybe like a little mosquito bite.
Yeah. And B12 is good for what?
B12 is good for energy. It's good for depression. It's good for focus. It can help with your hair growth, immune system support.
Yeah,
it really helps with a lot of things.
Awesome. And a lot of issues, and this is why I would be more for like what you do, that I guess you'd say a synthetic B12 shot, is because a lot of the drinks that you would get that B12 out of, yes, they have B12 in them, but they also have some stuff that it'll light you up like a firecracker if you ain't careful. And, taurine and caffeine and all these sorts of things. And some people, they get jittery from getting all that stuff. You won't get that with the B12
Not with the B12.
Right?
So when your B12 is where it should be, you're not going to have that desire. Like, you're not going to have that coffee multiple times a day. You're going to have that. Your energy is going to be better. But above and beyond that, people think B12 and, I get that big energy rush. And you do, but it also helps with your sleep.
Yes.
Yes. So you're going to sleep better.
Right. Yeah, because you go drink a Red Bull 2 hours before you go to bed. Good luck. Yeah, you ain't going to bed tonight.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So that's why I'm really for that. And one thing y'all do focus on pretty heavy is like the natural side of taking care of yourself, right?
Yes.
And that's the part that sometimes gets a bad rap, because sometimes people think they might correlate that with, that's not going to work because it's natural. It should be the other way around.
It should be,
in my opinion.
It should be. So with conventional medicine, they're going to look at these basic things and just pretty much, I feel like, put a Band-Aid on it, on your symptoms. They're just going to write you another pill. With us, we're more functional medicine. So we want to find out what's causing these issues, what's causing these symptoms for you, and then treat those.
Yes. And
to actually fix the problem.
That's right. And it's important to know you have a great staff there. You're on your way to your PA degree, is it?
I am in nursing school and then going back to finish my nurse practitioner.
Nurse practitioner. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. And I guess it's the owner tell me about her.
Oh, Miranda, Dr. Lawrence.
Dr. Lawrence.
She is a blessing. She came into my life when I didn't even realize I needed her. So she's been practicing. Well, she's had her APRN for 7 years. And of that, 6 years of that, she's been doing hormone replacement. So she's got a lot of experience in it. And then she went back and got her doctorate in nursing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. Doctorate in nursing.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. That's
she went a little above and beyond there.
Yeah. And it's a good degree right now there's no doubt about that. So she owns the clinic and she has some other locations, other parts of the country as well, right?
Yes, we're expanding. So we have a location in Marion, Illinois. We're the only ones practicing bioidentical hormone replacement in that area. So it was a huge need there. We also have a location right outside of Richmond, Virginia.
Excellent. So y'all, growth is good.
We're
growth
growing.
Is always a good sign. And I'll tell you what, the time is right for people to really start looking at natural wellness options out there. And it's important that we talk about credentials because there are some clinics, they may not have a nurse on staff or doctor on staff and things like that. And you never know whether the advice you're getting has some education behind it or not. Right. This lady has a lot of experience.
She does.
Yeah. And sounds like an awesome person. So social media, let's talk about that for a minute. It's important. How important would you say social media, the role it's played in the success of what y'all do? One thing I noticed is that y'all have a good followership there on Facebook, 4,000 close to followers. Tell me how important social media is.
I feel like social media is so important, especially today, because that's where we go to when we're wanting to relax, unwind at the end of the day. What do? We get on social media. So it's really important for us to get our word out on social media.
I agree 100%. And, social media, I've always said, if you have a company that's just a large, huge conglomerate and they have a budget that kind of is, let's face it, it's a lot larger than a small business. So social media, especially like Facebook, would be a platform where you can kind of compete with them on a level playing field because it's for all intents and purposes essentially free. You boost posts and stuff like that, but the following that you can gain from that is important. Y'all have done a good job of that. I assure you wouldn't have 4,000 followers if you didn't do a great job with what you do. So I did notice that. And speaking of social media, I want to read some of the comments that you receive from folks on social media. Mr. Paul Mitchell, which I doubt is the hair guy, but another Paul Mitchell, he said, great service. Every time I go in, the staff there is top notch, and they always go out of their way to make you feel welcome. So shout out to Paul Mitchell. Miss Catherine Doyle said, one of the best massages I have ever had. She took time to focus on specific areas, and I walked out with less tension than when I walked in, just what we were talking about. If you are in need of a massage, give Flourish a call. Very nice. Shout out to Miss Catherine. Miss Tony Holland stated, just had my first hormone replacement done. I've heard all about the amazing results people have had with this program. Dr. Miranda and her staff are all so sweet and helpful. So
we do have the best patients.
Yes.
We really do.
And I want to read one more. This is Miss Lori Brown.
Okay.
She stated, I was impressed before I even stepped foot through the door. After Dr. Miranda received my lab work, she immediately started my treatment. On my appointment day, all of my questions had been answered, and I'd already been on medications that she prescribed for me for an entire week. The pellet insertion was virtually pain-free. Very important. Dr. Miranda and her entire staff were very friendly, and the experience exceeded her expectations.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love hearing a review.
And that was a great review because she was very detailed in what
Yes.
she said. So Lori Brown, I can speak for them when I say thank you very much for that review.
Yes, thank you.
And it's important, right? Those reviews, it's amazing how much stock Google and Facebook put into reviews. And it's the hardest thing to get people to do.
It is. It is.
No matter what experience they have, and I wasn't the best at it before I realized the importance of it. I'd have a great experience somewhere and I just didn't go on there and hit those 5 stars. But if you have a great experience at Flourish, go leave them a review, because what that does is that bumps them up that feed.
Yes.
It lets Google know who they are and all those sorts of things. And
Yeah,
it
it
really
helps.
goes a lot. Now, Planet provides a full range of residential and commercial landscape services, including plant and tree installs, grading and drainage, patio paver and retaining wall installs, and much more. Reach out to them at 225-252-4905. Planet, they are a world apart and a proud sponsor of Local Leaders, the podcast. How would one go about, we kind of discussed, your process is almost seamless as far as making an appointment and things like that. But let's say, all right, we got people out there and they're ready. They got all the symptoms. They want a massage. They want to fix their TMJ and get hormone replacement all at the same time. What do they need to do?
They need to either call or text us at 225-283-1211, and
Yes.
we can get them scheduled. We can answer all their questions and help them however they need help.
There you go. And another interesting thing, you can go on their website and there's some forms there. You can
Yes.
download the forms and you can kind of pre-fill out. You know what I hate about going to the doctor? The paperwork
Yes, it's so much paperwork.
horrible.
Yes.
And I'm, I just hate having to do that part. So the good thing is I can do that, at the comfort of my own office.
Right.
And then just bring it in that day and it's all done and I ain't got to go through that
Yes,
mess.
it definitely helps speed things along.
Absolutely. So go to their website and you can download forms there that you can pre-fill out before you go in. Then make your call and go in and get that done. They will schedule a lab for you. Let's say you're doing the hormone replacement therapy. They'll schedule that you to get your labs if you want to get your labs. They can the company that does the labs does accept insurance. So
Yes.
they'll kind of help you through that process. But even if you don't have insurance, it's relatively inexpensive, right?
Yes. I mean, for the panel we're doing, it's only $150 for your pre-panel lab,
Yes.
which is, you can't beat that.
Yeah, no, you can't. I mean, that's for the information you get out of that, it's priceless, really.
Yes.
I mean, it's underpriced in my opinion for the value. Now, I wanted to work my way back to hormone replacement because you had some commonly asked questions, and I wanted to cover those. So one of them is, does it matter if I'm on birth control?
No, it does not affect our treatment for you.
There you go.
And actually, on the flip side, if your husband or your significant other comes in, testosterone in the doses that we're giving actually works as a male birth control.
Really?
Yes, so women can get off their birth control as long as their husband or their partner is on the testosterone therapy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how does that work? So I can't figure out. You lost me on that one.
Oh, it's okay. So testosterone.
Dive deeper into
Okay,
that.
so whenever in the doses that we're given for males, it'll make them sterile while
Gotcha.
they're on the therapy.
Only
It's not
while they're on the
yes,
therapy.
it is not a permanent thing. And if honestly, before the pellets are, before you do for your next session, you're like, oh, you know what, we're ready to have a baby. I want to reverse that.
Yeah.
There's medicine we can give you to help reverse that. To where
Okay.
it's going to wear off sooner.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But if you're a male and you're out there and you don't want to have kids right now,
Yeah.
it definitely helps
Right.
prevent
Yeah.
that.
There you go. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
That's news for me. Now, what if you're already on the creams or the patches, the pills? whatever it is they give you for hormone replacement?
So a lot of times our female patients come in and they're already on estrogen or progesterone. Depending on if it's oral or the cream or what the dosage is, you're going to continue taking it until a certain period after getting the pellets.
Yeah.
Because we don't want you to have any kind of dip. We want you to have that consistent coverage.
Right.
Hormones.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And, one of the concerns on any medicine, whether it be hormone replacement therapy or whatever, is, I guess, quitting cold turkey or whatever. You don't want to throw your body into a freak out, for lack of a better term. So, let's talk about. I know we talked about discounts. You offer some pretty cool discounts. Kind of go through that with me.
So, the biggest one we have is anybody you refer to us, you get half off your next set of pellets that you come in.
There you go.
If you send 2 people, your session's free.
Your session is free.
Yes.
And so we'll call that the referral discount.
We also offer, first responders discount. So all first responders, medical professionals, they get 20% off.
Look, and who earned it more than those folks?
Exactly.
And I think that's fantastic. Y'all do that for first responders. So if you're an EMT, if you are a firefighter, if you are a police officer, no worries. Y'all got them covered with that 20% off. They're paying 20% of your therapy. So go check that out. What about if you leave a positive review like we talked about on Facebook?
Yeah, so we will reward you for leaving us some reviews. You'll get 5% off for our Facebook review and 5% off for Google. So that's 10% off there.
There you go.
Yeah. Your first responder, you leave us a review, that's 30% off.
30% off. Who don't like to save money? We're just giving it away. Giving it away.
We want everybody to have it.
That's it. That's it. Everybody gonna run around with the right hormones around here. So let me add, folks, I do want to mention this. It is not even, it's not what I would consider just insanely expensive to begin with.
It's not.
Ladies, $350, and that's going to cover you for, what did we say, about 4 months?
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months. And look, there's a little variance there, depending on how your body metabolizes this stuff, I would imagine.
Right.
But that's the average, and that's, as far as that goes. And so $350 is going to get you about 4 months through. Men, you're looking at about $700 because you, honestly, a lot more
right. They're getting a bigger dose, but they're also not having to come in as often. So men only come every 4 to 6 months. So, it's lasting that long. And then the other thing you want to consider with the price is we're going to get you off a lot of your medication that you're on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of helps there. All this money you're spending on prescriptions, we're going to hopefully be able to start weaning you off of those. $250 copays, you're there per month if you're a guy. And let me tell you, testosterone shots, and I don't know this by experience, but testosterone shots are expensive, and most insurances will not cover it, or they cover very little of it. Yeah, so, they can get pretty pricey.
Yeah, way pricier than that, quite frankly. So check that out. And let them know I sent you. So I also want to, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on today and being so informative and awesome. And we want to mention a few other services that you offer. Now, your lashes are on point today. Y'all do lashes?
Thank you. Yes. We have
I
an
noticed
amazing
things
tag.
like that.
Thank you. Her name's Sindel. And she's
Sindel.
got,
That's an interesting name.
Isn't it? I
love it.
I know.
Yes. I like unique names.
Yeah. And she's great with the lashes. She does many different ones. My favorite so far has been the wispy ones I've went to other places, had lashes done, and I haven't seen them offer that. So I think that's pretty neat.
Love lashes, and for whatever reason, I notice them. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but she did a great job with your lashes.
You.
You're welcome. And any other services y'all do that maybe I didn't mention?
You mentioned a lot of them, but we offer so many.
Yeah.
We are actually about to start a weight loss program. I can't give too much information on that, but it's got really good results.
Well, you come back and you tell about when you start that, you come back on and we talk all about that.
I can.
Because let me tell you, I know, that's a subject right there.
It is.
In and of itself.
Right.
And so that's great news. So just another service that you can get over there. Now, the important part, where are you in Denham Springs?
We are across the street, well, almost across the street from Big Mike's by Spectrum off of Aspen Square.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So that convenient,
Right,
really
right off
convenient,
the range.
right off a range, right off of the interstate.
Yes.
And if you're anywhere in the Livingston Parish area, you know where Big Mike's is.
Yes.
It's right across the street. And even in Baton Rouge, I mean, Denham's, you're going against traffic no matter which way you're going. So
Right.
come see them. Go see them.
Come see us.
Open hours.
We are Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5.
Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5. So
Yes.
there you go. So working moms, working dads, you can go on a Saturday, make an appointment on a Saturday to go
Yes.
up there, and it won't affect your work schedule that way. That's convenient. Those are good hours. As we mentioned earlier, you have a great Facebook, and you can search Flourish Hormone Replacement on Facebook, and it'll pull it right up. They also have a website at flourishhormonereplacement.com, and there you can print out those forms that I talked about earlier. And go see these folks. They do a great job. They're very knowledgeable. They have a large staff there, and all they want to do is get you your wellness where it really needs to be, right?
We want you to flourish.
Yes, I love it. So Flourish with Flourish.
Yes.
Yes. I want to thank everyone out there for viewing and listening to Local Leaders, the podcast. Did you have fun today?
I did. It wasn't great.
Awesome. Tell everybody.
Everybody should do it.
Yes, everybody. That's right. That's right.
Come
I
talk
like
to
the way
Jim.
she thinks. Come talk to Jim. I do want to thank everyone out there for viewing and listening to Local Leaders, the podcast. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share us on all your social media platforms as we strive to shine a spotlight on all of our local businesses, just like Flourish Home Replacement, Hormone Replacement.
Replacing homes.
That'll be next. That's another service.
Hey, it does definitely help with the home life, okay?
That's right. Thank you to all our sponsors, including Trisha Johnston Realtor, BJ Pawn, Fit Blends, Denham Springs, Planet Landscaping, Sporting Center, Black Sheep Creative, SR Enterprise Painting, William Waldrop, Look at Me 4D Imaging, Milestone Title, and Tiffany C. Carter of Homekey Mortgage. Couldn't do any of this without all of them. If you'd like information on sponsoring the show, you can reach out to me at jim@localleadersthepodcast.com. Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman, reminding you love your community, support local business, just like Flourish Hormone Replacement, and keep leading. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Dane Arnold with iTrade Exchange has been enabling small business in the Livingston Parish area to save cash through his network of over 300 participating Livingston Parish businesses. Saving cash by trading services with other exchange members is what iTrade Exchange is all about. For more information, contact Dane Arnold at 225-205-3640 or visit iTradeExchange.biz. Black Sheep Creative understands the importance of digital marketing and your return on your investment. It's their aim to provide professional web and graphic design services at a price point that smaller businesses and startups can afford. Get in touch with them on the web at blacksheepcreative.com.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
I'm Margot Robbie, and I play Barbie.
And I'm Ryan Gosling, and I play Ken.
Max is now the exclusive streaming home of Barbie.
So cool.
And the Max with Ads plan is included with your Cricket $60 unlimited plan at no additional cost. Log in with your Cricket username and password to experience Max on all your favorite devices.
This is the best day ever. It is the best day ever.
Don't miss Barbie, now streaming on Max. Phone plan streams in standard definition. Programming subject to change. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Ah, the sounds of the holiday. Because when you open a College Savings Iowa account, you're giving a child the gift of education to help pay for college and trade schools. You get a tax break and peace of mind for whatever's ahead. Register before December 31st, and you could be one of 2 lucky winners to get $5,290. College Savings Iowa. Sounds like success. Visit collegesavingsiowa.com today. Administered by the State Treasurer of Iowa.